Sarah Chappell, and I am the lead animal caretaker in the marine mammal department. In my position here at the zoo, I care for 7 California sea lions and 2 Pacific harbor seals. Growing up, my family and I would often visit zoos and aquariums all over the United States. And in doing so, I just absolutely fell in love with sea lions. I mean, when you see them, they just look really goofy, they're really silly. I mean, just look at them, they're super awkward. What's not to love about them? So I started out right here at the Oklahoma City Zoo because I grew up in Choctaw, Oklahoma, and we used to come to the zoo all the time. When I was in high school, I found out about the Junior Curator program, which is an amazing program for high schoolers to get the opportunity to volunteer right here at the zoo and work with all of the different animals. So in doing so, I discovered my love for marine mammals and found out I wanted to be here basically for the rest of my life. Every day we come in at 7 o'clock, and the first thing we do is head checks. So we go through all of our habitats and make sure all of our animals look nice and healthy. Then we go right into food preparation. So diet preparation actually takes about an hour of our morning every single day, and that's where we sort through all of their fish, make sure it looks really delicious, and weigh it all out for each of the individual animals. So of the 7 sea lions and 2 seals, they all each range from 1-year-old all the way up to 20 years old. So sea lions out in their natural environment, they can live into their mid to late teens or early 20s. But under human care, they can actually live all the way into their upper 20s or even early 30s. So of all of our sea lions, we have Cash, Phoenix, Isla, Pearl, Xander, Piper, and Addie. Our 2 harbor seals are Liberty and Bixby. Right after food prep, we go straight into our training sessions. And this is when we get one-on-one time with our animals and get to train them all sorts of behaviors. Some of my favorite behaviors that we train them are novel behaviors, or things that they didn't already know. And some of these behaviors might be something that we use in our presentations. So next time you come to our shows, you might see a brand new behavior each time. But a lot of these behaviors do take a lot of time, and our trainers put a lot of work into training each of our animals. And then another reason that we train is for husbandry. Husbandry is anything that has to do with their medical health. A lot of their medical health has to do with training those medical behaviors. So a medical behavior might be an open mouth where we look inside at their teeth and that we can brush them. And we brush those teeth to make sure none of the fish is stuck in between the teeth, just like it's important for us to floss as well. Some other husbandry behaviors might even include laying completely still so that we can check over their whole body and even do a voluntary blood draw. Sometimes when we go to the doctor and we have to get our blood done, it can be a little bit stressful and a little scary for us, but if you end up pairing that with some positive reinforcement, or fish for our seals and sea lions, that ends up being maybe their favorite part of the day. All of the training that we do here at the zoo is completely voluntary. That means that whenever we bring out the sea lions or seals for training sessions, they get to choose in whether or not they participate. One of my favorite things about working here in the marine mammal department is every day is so different. I never know what I'm gonna get into whenever I'm stepping through those doors. And it's really important for the animals' lives to keep it different, just like that. So we have 7 different pools here in the sea lion area, and we have 7 sea lions. So we're able to constantly shift them around so they're in a different environment. And this can be very enriching for them. Another way that we provide enrichment is by providing toys or just figuring out what they really like. One of my favorite things to make for our seals and sea lions are fish sickles. And this is basically just fish in a frozen block, just like a popsicle you might have at home, but a little bit fishier. My favorite thing working with the marine mammals is discovering what makes each of the animals tick. Each one of them has something that they love absolutely more than everything, and usually that's fish, but sometimes you might find out that it's some type of their enrichment. For example, I found out that Phoenix, one of our young sea lions, she really likes chasing around a water hose. And this water hose, it's really flimsy, so whenever you have water going through it, it flips around kind of like a fish. So she's exhibiting that natural behavior of catching her prey. Zoos, just like here in Oklahoma, are very important when it comes to rescued animals. We can actually provide a home for animals that can't survive out in the wild. We actually have 3 sea lions of our own that were rescued from the ocean. And those are Pearl, Xander, and Isla. So Isla, she holds a really special place in my heart. Last spring, I actually got to be a part of her rescue and rehabilitation while she was coming back to Oklahoma. So in California, she actually stranded 2 times and was deemed non-releasable by the government. And in doing so, that meant she needed to find a new home at an accredited zoo. So I got to fly out there, visit with Isla a little bit, and bring her back home. And she's been doing well ever since. Another really big part of our day is cleaning. Sea lions can actually be very messy animals, and it takes a lot of work to clean up after them. And that work might even include scuba diving. We actually get into the pools about 2 or 3 times a week to clean, scrub, and make sure they are in tip-top shape. And we also have to clean up the deck space after them as well. Another really important part of the end of our day is making sure everything is clean and ready to go for the next day, and make sure everyone has lots of enrichment to keep them busy throughout the night. Every day coming into work, I am just so happy and fulfilled because I know as long as I'm giving 100%, I'm making a big impact in these animals' lives.